Hi, guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Just give it a couple of minutes here. Actually, it's already 3:01, so you can get started. Don't forget, you can just drop your copy in the chat, and I'll go through them one by one. Awesome. Yeah, all safe here. We had a pretty bad storm yesterday. It basically started downpouring around 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and it was just crazy storms, and we were told to stay off the roads, but it blew over us overnight, so we're all good. Yeah. Awesome. We'll get started, and let me see. Let's start with Kate. Do you want to hop on and just give us a bit of background? I'll share my screen.
Oh, hey, how's it going? Can you hear me? Wait.
1 second. Let me just bring up a new window. So. How was your trip back? Well, you didn't have very far to go.
How was your trip back? I guess that's the question.
It was a long day, and then my Uber driver got stuck at the airport. Like, he couldn't find the pickup spot. So
okay, what sort of Uber driver does not know the way around? Like, they should be fired. Like, Uber should fire drivers who.
I had to call him and give him like turn-by-turn directions, because I could see him on my little map, like going in circles. And so I had to give him.
He should be paying you for this, you know?
Yeah, it took a good 20 minutes for him to find me. But
wow.
So, yeah, but it was a good trip. It was good to see you as well.
Yeah, likewise. Likewise.
So, okay, let's see what we have here. Let's share my screen.
So I'll give you a little background. It's for a gut, it's a VSL, okay. For a gut health supplement.
Okay.
So obviously it's a script.
Okay. So as modern medicine totally missed the mark. I'm guessing the doctor is speaking?
Yes, it's a doctor.
For decades, we've been told by expert medical doctors to lose weight. It's still nothing. Some people are struggling. Okay, so
pretty fast.
yeah, I'm just speed reading through it to kind of get a sense of, you know, like the hooks you're using, and
yeah.
And is it it's just a supplement?
Yeah, it's just a gut health supplement, with like, I don't know how many ingredients are in it, but
Okay, so one of the first things I would suggest is, you know, whether you're writing a VSL or YouTube ads or any type of video ads, basically your first line needs to be a really punch in the gut type headline, no pun intended.
That's what I was going to ask you about, actually, why I wanted you to check it out, because I was kind of like, yeah, maybe, but I wanted to see what you would think would be better as a punch in the gut line.
Yeah, I would do something like, because he's found some shocking truths, right? Like, he's found some like crazy ingredients, some medley of ingredients that do this
magical thing.
Magical thing, right? So, but you kind of want to shock them with something that they don't already know, right? Because gut health is like such a saturated market as well. So they've probably seen similar ads or VSLs, or, you know, it's got to be something unique. So I would just suggest, you know, you really work on like creating some sort of like a strong hook. Like, think about if a doctor comes to you, you've got gut health problems, and he says something like, you know, did you know that the breakfast you ate this morning is actually like damaging, you know, damaging your stomach or damaging your gut, something like that. You know, because you want them to kind of be like, oh my God, I didn't know that, right? And then they're going to continue listening. So I would try and come up with, yeah, just because you've got some good stuff in here, but it needs to be brought up to the top, like the look for where the shock factor is. I mean, you've got a lot of stuff in here, like you've got the 30-second cleanse.
Yeah, do you reckon that's a little bit stronger?
I wouldn't lead with it.
Okay.
I mean, I might use it at the beginning though. So you might say something like, you know, you might even say, since it's from the doctor, you could say something like, you know, I'm always shocked at how many patients come to me with the same symptoms of XYZ. And I realize after doing, you know, lots of research and testing, it's all because of ABC. And, you know, the good news is like, I found this 30-second cleanse that can do blah, blah, blah. You see what I mean? So you're setting them up for like first, you know, shocking discovery, and then him like saying how it's so common but people don't know about it, and then, you know, third is fortunately he has a solution.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
But you don't, it obviously doesn't go that fast.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, because I mean, you've done a really good job of like expanding on each you know, phase of the BSL. It's just a matter of putting it in order.
Gotcha.
So I
Okay.
mean, you know, like stuff like this, like you can bring up to the top, right? And this works even if you think you have bad genes, or, you know, even if you tried doing a clean diet, or, you know, all the things that people do when they think they have gut health problems or leaky gut.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you've got the content is in here. It just needs to be reordered so that it has that, you know, that impact on.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I put it together and I was like, I mean, like you're saying, like the content is there, but it's not like slapping me in the face. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Exactly. Because just try and think like in the first 3 or 5 seconds, what can you say that is going to be like, oh my gosh, I have to keep listening, you know, because that's where you get them, and they'll continue listening.
Okay. Yeah, cool.
Is that helpful?
Yeah, that's super helpful. Really. But is the rest of the structure okay? Like the hook and everything, you reckon that's like got enough meat, or does it need to be kind of reworked a little bit?
So if vegetables are so good for you, why are so many people overweight or obese? Are we really talking about weight loss here, or?
Yeah, so the angle, like when I surveyed the guys list who I'm writing for,
Mhm.
like it was all women over 50 or 60 who wanted to lose weight. So I said to him like, hey, let's go a little bit more on the weight loss angle side of it, but sell them a gut supplement to like be the answer and the thing that they haven't seen before, to be the solution to their problems.
Okay. So you could definitely build on the fact that, you know, gut health problems, constipation, all those digestive issues eventually lead to weight gain too. Like if you're struggling, basically there's two struggles here. If you're struggling to lose weight, you're also not getting all the nutrients from your diet, right? Because you have gut health problems. So your body is just really not even processing or metabolizing food properly. Therefore, you know, you've got indigestion, but you're also having a hard time losing weight because now your body's holding on to whatever nutrients it can get from, you know, the partial food that you're eating. And it's, you know, it's probably causing cravings and things like that because you're deficient in nutrients from that. So it does tie together. So
Okay.
yeah, I think, I mean, you've got the elements, this is just, you've got a lot of hooks really embedded in here. Whereas, you know, it'd be stronger if you brought them up, like the silent epidemic. You know, you got to talk, think of, just pretend you're the doctor and you're like trying to give advice and say you've made, you know, you've seen tons of patients and you've noticed this trend and you were just shocked to discover whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, just restructuring. Let me get to the bottom to see how you led into the pitch.
Oh, so I've got to the close. Yeah, so the close is in a different document because he's got he hasn't told me all of the ingredients yet. So because it's being formulated at the moment.
Okay.
But it basically went through him doing trial and error on his mom to come up with the formula.
Interesting. Okay. Oh wow, it's like a probiotic prebiotic mix.
Yeah, and it's postbiotics, and then there's all these healing herbs and supplements. I mean, healing herbs in it. It's truly magical.
Yeah.
I mean, don't you want to buy it? Just like, I mean, you don't even know what's in it and you want to buy it.
Right.
It's just like a little known breakthrough. You've probably never heard of it ever before.
It'll be interesting to see what the product is. But yeah, okay. And I mean, if you want to post it again, next week, if you're still working on it with more information about the ingredients and stuff, we can take a second look at it.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing is like I've reached out to him because he's over in France. He's going to translate this VSL into French.
Okay.
So he's trying to find someone to formulate the formula at the moment and the specific exact ingredients. So when that happens, I'll let you check it out give it another go.
Okay. Awesome.
Cool. Well, thank you for your feedback. I'll work on that first line.
You're welcome. Yeah, that first line in the intro, really, just like the first, like from here to probably like here is really where you gotta, get their attention and keep them interested.
Okay, gotcha. Cool. So I'll just switch it around. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, thank you so much, Sabah. I really appreciate it.
Yep, no worries. Who is next? I think it looks like Brandon. Do you want to hop on? Are you there, Brandon? I see him on here, but.
I'm here.
Oh, there you are. Okay. You want to give us a bit of a background on this one?
So this was an email that I wrote, and it was a series of 3 for a like a digital marketing agency, marketing services agency. And he ran the 3 emails and they didn't get any. I have the stats on them. You know what? Why don't I can put the stats, I think, in the chat. This is the first time. It's I don't know how to do this. Let me see. Share.
Is this a cold email or is he running it?
Yeah, these are cold emails.
Okay.
I can put the. Oh, you know what? It's not my. I can see it, but I can't share it. I don't think. Oh wait, no. Okay, I can share it. So I have this is the sheet with the data on it.
Okay.
Oh shit, we don't. Okay, we can't. I guess we can't look at it anyway.
Okay. You can just give a summary, or.
Well, it didn't do very well. I mean, it had. That's why I'm here.
Yeah.
Let's see. Like
you ran this one?
Yeah, I ran this one and another 2.
Okay.
I think it looks like he ran it 5,000 times.
Okay.
And 5,000, 3,300 bounced. So 2,800 were delivered. 277 people unsubscribed. 79 people subscribed or responded. 44 people said they weren't interested. 14 said thanks, but not at this time. 0 took future action. Introducers for chasing. I don't know what that means, but 7. And ops was 4 and 10 phone calls. And yeah, so that's, I don't know, that's not very good.
Okay. So, I mean, yeah, he's got a huge non-deliverable list there. So cleaning up that list would help too. But regardless of that, I think the first thing I noticed obviously is the subject line. And, if you're going cold, you really need to work harder to get their attention. And this will help grow your client base is, it definitely sounds like you're about to pitch them. So when you're going cold, you don't want to make it sound like you're going to pitch them, right? You want to give before you actually make it look like you're trying to sell something. So I would suggest, even you can go with the same theme, will help you grow your client base, but you could say something like, how would, 10 more clients this week change your business?
Okay.
Yeah. Like ask them a question like that. Or, what if I told you how to get 5 more clients this week by the end of this week? You can create some sort of, I mean, I know it sounds kind of like far-fetched, but anything that is somewhat realistic for this market, right? Like 5 new clients by the end of the month, or whatever that case may be, or new leads, something like that. Like you're suggesting that, I'm going to show you how to do X, Y, Z. So when they open the email, I mean, what was the open rate? How many opened?
The rate, let me see the rate. It doesn't show the rate, but it shows the delivered. Let's see. Is delivered, is that open rate?
No, delivered will be how many actually ended up in the inbox. So you
Alright.
said that like over 3,000 didn't even get to the people. So you're really looking at a pool of like 2,800 people, right?
37 because it was 5,000.
Okay.
The delivered, yeah, sorry, no, you're right. It was 28,000. Doesn't have the open rate on here actually.
Okay. Well, it'd be good to know like how many people actually open the email, because that will tell you if your subject line was strong enough, right? And then if after that, so think along those lines, because you're trying to pitch a service, but you definitely want them to think about results first, right? Like that's what a business owner, if you're thinking in terms of your avatar, your agency owner is going to be most interested in getting more clients into their agency, and they don't really even need to know how to do it, right? Wait, this is for business owners who need agency services, right?
Yes.
So business owners, you can say like, how much would your business change if you had so many more clients or customers by the end of the month, or more sales? You could suggest sales too, depending on the business. And then, introduction. I mean, you go into it, the outside marketing consultation does not have to cost an arm and a leg. In fact, a small investment in your business now will pay dividends in the future. So definitely, your subject line, then your lead really needs to hit them with a pain point. So you can say something like, since it's the holidays coming up, you can say something like, how effective is your holiday marketing plan right now? Or do you have a good marketing plan in place? Or is your team, executing a good marketing plan this year, before 2021? Something like that. Like get them thinking about, their marketing basically. Because remember, you're coming at them cold. Like, there's no context.
Yeah.
You got to pose some sort of interesting question or share some interesting fact. You could say something, if you know who these business owners are, like what types of businesses, you could say, let's pretend they're all pet stores, just for, example's sake. So you could say something like, did you know that, pet stores have their worst months in December, or something like that? And then you share some sort of statistic, and then you say, well, there's a way around that. And basically,
is that a hypothetical?
It's hypothetical. No. So I'm just using it as an example. So if you can find, some sort of stat that you can share like that to get their attention, and then explain that, the solution is you get, marketing experts to do a lot of this for you.
Yeah. In one of the other emails that I wrote, I kind of led with the fact that there are some businesses that are doing really well during COVID, and when most are failing. And that was kind of my grab your attention line, but this is the email that I wanted to share. Yeah,
that's a good angle, as long as you have a good subject line and you lead strong with that. Basically,
all the emails got the same
response.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, also it depends on this list. Do you know how that business owner, your client got the list? Okay.
No idea.
That's also good to know, just for anybody, all of you guys that are working with clients and they give you a cold email assignment, just try and find out as much as you can about the list, the list size, and also the list source. Like, where did they get them? Did they buy the leads? Did they just buy a list, just a random list off of one of those broker sites, because those are pretty much dead leads. They're very, very cold. So, sometimes the emails aren't really a reflection of your, bad copy. It's just the people that are getting them are not ever going to respond. So just something to keep in mind. But yeah, overall, Brandon, I think it's just what's really missing here is, just a really strong hook to get someone's attention.
I can rewrite just the top and try to send it again.
Yeah, and you might not even need to go into such detail with all of your services, because really you want to get them on a phone call and then explain. When you're talking to business owners about agency services, what the business owner is looking for a solution, and that solution is to get sales, right? Like, they just need revenue and profit. So all of these are ways to do that, but this is what the agency knows. Like, the business owner doesn't have to know that you do all of these things. Hopefully the salesperson on the call is going to explain that this is our sales system, right? This is how we generate sales for our clients. We do this like deep dive market research, we create your strategy, we do competitive analysis. Like, that's when you would really have that conversation. because upfront, you basically want to bait them with the fact that you can get them sales by the end of this week, by the end of this month, by the end of the year, whatever it is.
Okay. Cool. Thank you.
That makes sense? Awesome. Okay, I think I missed somebody at the top. Let me see. Reginald, sorry about that. I think you were first on and I missed you there. Do you want to hop on?
Hello.
Hi, Reginald.
Hello. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm sorry I can't have my camera up. For some reason it's not working. I'm trying to do it, but it's not working.
It's okay.
Yeah. So basically, this was for one of the CA applications
Okay.
jobs, and it was for a company who taught painters how to start their own painting business.
Okay.
So I thought it would be a fancy idea to, just like write a sample. Granted, I did write it in an hour, but he got back to me. Well, he told Justin that this copy was weak. So I
Okay.
wanted to know what it is that I can do to make it better moving forward. Not because I don't think I focus much on emails. I think I like sales letters better, but
Okay.
like moving forward, how do I make my email copy better?
Sure. I mean, email copy even is going to have the same fundamental, same foundations as a sales page, right? Like you still need a strong hook, you still need a strong lead. It's just a much more shorter version of it. But the elements are pretty much going to be the same. So the subject line, he makes 3,000 per, and you said the audience was
painters. Yeah.
Okay. They're like professional painters?
Yes.
Okay. Who's on the side? Now, was the client actually selling this Painting Pro Business System?
Yes, I looked at that's the course that they sell it.
Okay. So I think because you started off with a story, like the intrigue is like, how did he make the 3,000 per week, right? I might even have said something like he makes 3,000 per week, doing what he loves or something like that. Like just to, because this almost sounds like a scammy biz op. Like, what did you do to make 3,000 a week? Like,
I think one of the challenges for that, at least for me, is like with subject lines, I always want to keep it short just so it doesn't go over. Like, so even if I did put more, I'm worried that they won't read the full thing. So why even put it if nobody's going to read it? If that makes
Well, on desktop, you can definitely read the whole thing. And I think I'll have to look up what the character limit is now. I'm pretty sure it's like 55 or 65 characters that you can get away with. On mobile, it's obviously shorter, but as long as you front load with the main benefit, like you could still put you could even do something like 3,000 per week doing XYZ ? Like put the front load with the real eye-catching part of it, which is the number, obviously.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
But yeah, that's just like a subject line best practices. But yeah, I mean, I think you did a good job with the story, but there may be something missing before it, right? Like you want to maybe not jump right into the story, like give a little bit of context around it. So you could say, because you want to still talk to the reader. Right now you jumped right into a story. So like you still want to talk to the person who opened the email and say something like, you could even say something like, I know like COVID has put a lot of painters out of business,
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. But just check out what happened to Juan, and
then go into
tell
the
the
story.
Yeah.
Okay. And then after that, come back to talking to the person.
Yeah, I would. I mean, you're just, think about you having a conversation, right?
Yeah,
Like, and you're trying to give an example, you're painting this scenario, and I think you did a good job with that. But then you do try and pitch the system. So I would actually, since I'm sure he has a sales page, right, for this offer.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would create the intrigue in the email and sell the click. You just want people to go over to the sales page. So your ending line could be something like, find out how Juan did it, with XYZ. You don't even have to say what the system is. Like just find out how Juan did it by clicking here, and then you go over.
Okay. So this is like a classic case of me overselling in the email.
Definitely, yeah, because then you put yourself in a position where now you have to justify why the system is so great, right? And they're not even ready yet to understand, like, oh, there's a whole system of creating a business for my painting services.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's definitely Learn a moment. Okay. I thought I was trying to sell the clay because I would say the system, but I wouldn't give too much just to evoke curiosity. But
Exactly. Yeah. Because you could have done that with this story and like, because now they're going to wonder, well, how did he do it? Right?
okay. Yeah.
And be like the natural question.
Okay. 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 That makes sense. That makes sense. And I had one more question. So I got the project for like the energy greens, but I think my mind is baffled on like when it comes, the energy greens includes 8 ingredients.
Okay.
I don't know if I should be including that in the sales letter, but like in the story, or should it be after I introduce the product? Like,
I would do it after you introduce the product. So you would say, you would intro the product and then say, well, actually, no, there's two ways of doing it. You could, it depends. There's a lead ingredient, right? One of the superfoods in there is like
I don't think they just have, I think they focus more on it being a compound formula with 8 ingredients in it. There isn't one that stands out above the others.
okay. Because I've seen it where if there's like a lead ingredient, that's like the star ingredient, they would introduce that first and then
Okay.
explain that this ingredient is in this energy greens or whatever. And you've got all of these 7 other ingredients. So it makes it sound like it's this, first you basically sold them because of that star ingredient. And they're like, okay, I've got to have this. And then they realize, oh, wow, there's like 7 other superfoods in this thing. Now I really have to have it. I've seen that kind of setup. But I think for the greens, though, I mean, I don't know if there's other writers in here that worked on that, that assignment. But that's really the Organifi pitch, right? If you looked at the Organifi greens powder, it's pretty much the exact same product. They might have a few different ingredients, but you can see how they did it. And I think I'll try and find they have a ClickBank page. Organifi has a ClickBank page, and you can see how they did it.
Okay. I think Krista is talking about is more so finding the one main ingredient and you let the others supplement it. No pun
Yeah,
intended.
it depends how that thing is made, but yeah, that's really how that can be very powerful.
Creating the makers.
You basically like go on and on about the star ingredient, make it sound like they're just about to buy just one ingredient, and then the moment you add the other 7, then it's like, oh, now they have to have it. So that's the psychology behind it.
That's okay. That's perfect. Okay, I think Matt was also talking about like you could position the ingredient as like the hero.
Yeah.
To the mechanism.
Yeah, I mean,
problem. Yeah.
The problem with the Organifi or the greens, superfood powder is it's just the powder is really the mechanism, right? That it's like a powdered formula packed with like all these nutrients, and then you just add water and drink it every day.
Yeah.
So it might be trickier, but
Okay.
yeah, I think Kimmy just posted the thank you.
Thank you, Kimmy. Okay.
Yeah. So they just go straight into, showcasing all the ingredients, and they really, the design is definitely heavy on this one.
Yeah.
Very simple page.
Oh,
But
like
if you're doing sales letter style,
yeah.
there's another Organifi one that has like it's like a long form sales letter.
Okay.
I love this page, and it's obviously done well for them. They've had it running for a long time.
Okay, that works. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome. Let's see who is up next. I keep losing my little chat box. I don't know where somebody put something in chat so it shows up again for me, please. Oh, there it is. Okay. Okay. Reginald, Kate, I got you. Brandon, I got you. Reginald, you're asking how I analyze copies so quickly. Yeah, I have like a copy X-ray installed, so I can just highlight what I need to change. Brandon, did you drop 2? Oh no, that was a different. Okay, Harrison. Do you want to hop on?
Hey.
Hello.
Hello. Thank you again.
Let's see what you have here. Do you want to give us
So this is, Yeah, so this is for one of my clients, and it's a men's dating kind of like high ticket package. It's like $4,000, and this is for the YouTube ads. And there are many angles because it's a pretty like comprehensive program. So there are many angles that I can use. In this ad, the angle that I use is like a lot of men are getting frustrated on online dating, and what this business will teach in the program will help them to meet attractive women in person. So that's the angle I'm trying to use.
Okay. Okay, so it's coming from the founder of the app.
Yep.
And this is a YouTube ad or a VSL?
Yeah, a YouTube ads, and it will link to the VSL.
Okay. So first thing I think that might need to be reworked is I think you're selling too much on this ad. If it's going to a VSL, you really just want to sell that. You just want to sell that there's a 3-step system that I want to show you, and then let them click over. Because you don't want to, because all of this extra is now you're just trying to convince them that the three steps is all they need, right? Yeah, I would really just like end it here.
So basically, first, next, and then. So here's what you learn, and click the link.
Exactly.
That kind of idea.
You're trying to get them excited, right? Because now you want them to watch a VSL. So yeah, you want to kind of build up basically you're trying to build up desire to watch the VSL. Like you're trying to position it as, I have these 3 secrets, and you have to know what these are because it's helped so many guys, turn their dating life around. Just click below, however the YouTube guys say, click below, and I'll show you how, and I'll reveal it all, however you want to present it. As far as your intro goes, like I mentioned in that other review, that on YouTube especially, these are, you're streaming, you're interrupting somebody as they're about to watch a video of something else, right? Like the video is interrupting their flow. So it needs to be really strong. The first couple of lines, really, I think it's like there's a 3-second rule, right? Like the first 3 seconds on YouTube and even Facebook need to completely grab their attention. So it's got to be something. I get what you're doing here, that there's this frustration of having to install and uninstall the dating apps, but ask yourself, what is the real pain of doing that, right? Like these guys, I think you hit it, but you hit it later. Like it's a complete waste of time. And it's also hurting them, right? Every time they get basically ghosted or, swiped, like, getting ignored, or they're just not even getting chosen. So if you can find a way that say if you're going to start with a question, say something like, how much longer are you going to keep using dating apps to find, a decent girlfriend? Like, just, there's lots of pain points, there's lots of ways you can come at it.
Or maybe I can just say at the beginning of the ad, it's like online dating is a complete waste of time, and then continue. So like kind of like a big statement to grab their attention.
Exactly. Do like a contrarian approach, like, or you can say, you said you're using Tinder as the example, like, here's the number 1 reason why Tinder never works, or, why it's a complete waste of time, like.
Or maybe I'm just thinking maybe print out like Tinder on a paper and then just tear it apart.
Tear it up. Yeah. Do something very direct and bold, like, because you really only have 3 seconds.
Yeah, that's true. Yep. I think if I get their attention, I think they'll keep watching it.
Exactly.
Yep.
And then when you're talking like this, remember this guy is a guy talking to guys, right?
Yep. So
most guys probably won't say this to a guy friend, right? Like, just think conversationally. Do guys usually say things like, I don't even think women do it unless they're a therapist or something. They're not going to say like, and it's hurting your self-esteem.
Yeah.
They're going to say things like, it's making you feel like crap, right? Like.
Yeah. Exactly. Okay.
Yeah, because it's like you're talking to a friend.
Very good point.
And I don't know, it sounds like if they're Tinder guys, not Tinder guys, but if they're using apps like Tinder, I doubt they're missing the old fashioned way of dating. They're probably missing the fact that they're not finding quality girls or women, right?
Yeah.
That would be their biggest or bigger pain point.
So instead of the approach, they just miss the result, and they
Yeah.
feel miserable because they don't. I think, yeah, I think the main pain
Because I
point is
think, you know,
definitely,
for a lot of guys, yeah, it's like it's a game, right? Like, and they feel like they're always losing this game,
mm,
you know, and it makes them feel like they're never gonna win at this.
okay, yeah,
You can even say things like, you know, how come guys who have way less than you or look, you know, less attractive than you are always getting the women, you know, like you can say things like that. Like, 'cause that's really their frustration, right?
would that put a little bit too much focus on like online dating?
It could, but I mean, is this strictly for Tinder?
This is actually not for Tinder. So the product is not for Tinder.
Okay.
But a lot of during my research, a lot of guys, they express the kind of frustration and
Yeah.
headache that they have. So it's kind of
I
like
mean,
a contrast. Right?
I would go at it like really strong, like forget Tinder, forget what's the other ones, Bumble, Match.com, like, you know, call them
Yeah.
all out, because then you at least
Mhm.
cover that they'll get the idea that, okay, now they're talking about not online dating, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Does that help?
Yep. It helps a lot, especially the language thing, the self-esteem. Yeah. Now I think about it, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, try and make these as conversational as possible, especially for
Yeah.
video. You want to keep your scripts, you know, just like you're talking to a friend. And John has some good recommendations in the chat here. You know, his intro is like, stop downloading dating apps. Girls stopped using them years ago. We could say something like, you know, the real women stopped using them years ago and they don't work anymore. There's a much better way. Yeah. Solid,
Yep.
John.
Yep.
I think
Yep. I will.
Elise, you had something too. Oh, she was talking about the painting one. Sorry, I missed those messages. Okay, does that help?
Yeah, it helps a lot.
Okay.
Thank
awesome.
you.
You're welcome. It's Harrison. Bronze. Let's get you up here. Like an opt-in.
Yeah. Hi. So this is a page that it's a very old page. We did not really revamp it yet.
Yeah.
Right now we are running this for upsell, for like opting them into a webinar.
Okay.
Where we're charging them like $1
Okay.
so the market is in India, and this is kind of like the book that they have, and then we use it to sell a webinar that's about quit 9 to 5 and build a business around passion.
Okay.
And we I don't know if so because there are so many things that need to work on, so I'm just wondering like where should I start first, because the goal is actually to get more sales for the webinar so that more people going from this funnel to the sales. So that's where it is. And right now for this thing, I think we are getting like normally our CPA is like $5. I think this is getting for 7. It's 1.5 more cost than what we were getting for the opt-in and for the upsell. Yeah.
Okay.
So if you look at the sheet, I've put the upsell page there as well. The whole thing is there. Go down.
Oh, I see. Got it. Okay.
Yeah. So I did not put the whole thing, but I mean, there's some, just some testimonial or some whatever thing down there.
Right.
That's is, yeah.
So
And then this is.
It's a masterclass. You're selling a masterclass for.
Yeah, it is a live webinar.
Book. Okay.
It's a live webinar.
Okay.
So. And so right now, I think we are just getting the sale right here. We do get some, even though it looks very crappy, but it do get some sale from here.
Got it. So what's on the thank you page when they, does it just go straight to this page?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, I see it. We're processing your order and the ebook will be delivered. Got it. Okay. So
we're working on first, and I don't know if it worked, if it helps to give you also the data for the Facebook ads.
Yeah, but you said it was like $6 or $7 CPA, right?
Yeah, there's also the, I mean, I'm actually not so familiar in looking at those costs, but there's some landing page metrics. I don't know if it helps you to
Okay.
understand.
Yeah, I mean, what's your opt-in rate like for this page? We can look at that.
I will just put it on the under because I'm really very bad at looking at numbers. If you scroll all the way down,
Okay.
I've just added. Yeah.
Okay.
So this is in the market is in India, so everything is a lot more kind of cheaper, and it's in INR. I don't know if you would be able to see it clearly.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna zoom in. Okay, so this is not dollars, right? This is rupees.
This is not dollars. This is INR, India rupees.
Rupees.
Just to give you a rough thing, 1,000 INR is like 13 bucks.
Okay. So yeah, still just a small budget, but
yeah, because so right now starting from October 21st is the new list that I created. So it's about 20 days that I have for this thing.
Okay.
The last thing, we have about 3,000 subscribers for this lead magnet.
Okay, I was just gonna ask, yeah, how many people opted in? Okay, so you got 3,000 people, but how many sales did you get out of it?
Let's see. So last one was 3,000. Okay, let me see. From this webinar, from this page, 3,000 opt-in, and then I got like, let me calculate that. We've got 140.
140 sales?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, 6,000 opt-in,
Okay.
3,000 confirmed opt-in, and out of that, it is 140 sales.
Okay, so that's what, 140. So it's about a 2.3% conversion, which isn't bad, but and people are buying the 99, it's like a 99 rupees.
99 rupees is about, $1 or 1.5 buck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then what's after that?
What do you mean?
Are they buying anything after that?
Yeah, so the webinar is upselling them for a 3 days event.
Okay.
Which is teaching them like, A to Z, how to quit a job and find your passion and stuff like that.
Gotcha. Okay.
That is about 200 bucks.
Okay, got it.
But right now, just looking at this, because we are launching 2 more new magnets, but then this thing, it does not look like it is where it can be or what we can use it for. So I'm just wondering, where should I start working on this?
Yeah, I mean, the copy definitely could be stronger on here. There's, simple things like, you're starting with this book that can transform your life. I mean, it sounds, kind of generic. So I would do something like the only book that you need to transform your life, like that, even something like that, just emphasizing that this is like a unique book. I guess this is the title of the book, so we can't change much in there. I would honestly, for opt-ins, what I usually do is, you give a headline, subhead, and then you're really going to do bullets of like what they're about to discover in the book. So instead of, and then this could be just an about section if you want to do about the author, like a little block at the bottom. This is about the author. People are curious, but you really want to hit them with exactly what they're going to get. Like you can create bullets for, like whatever these secrets are. I can't really tell from this, just from the cover, but you could say, discover the unique way that, you can do X, Y, Z, or, just fascinations. You're going to create like 3 to 5 bullets up here and, get people to opt in. And you can do about the author below it. You could even put testimonials below it too, if you want to, make it stronger. whatever testimonials he's got on the back of his book here, I would just put them at the bottom as well.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're, just think of it like you're trying to sell the book, even though it's free, pretend you're trying to sell this book.
Mm-hmm.
So make it as, make it as appealing as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Cool. So I think I'll work on a new structure.
yeah. Because, and you could explain like this 80-20 rule, right? Like just say something like, how the 80-20 rule can, take you from a middle-class mentality to a millionaire mindset, something like that. Does that help?
Yeah, it helps. I'm just wondering, for the email sequence that I do, like how do I, like if they did not take this offer, like how is the sequence that I should be kind of structuring it? So right now it's, this is just giving. The second one is like, hey, have you started reading it yet? And then the third one is like last chance. So I think this, I only get like few more sales out of few hundred people.
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely, because they've already seen that page with the offer and, probably declined it. I would put it in the first one, I would put it in your PS. Like, hey, by the way, don't forget you can still get, that offer for 99 rupees or whatever, if you're curious about taking your life, changing your financial life around or whatever. And then email 2, again, that one you can actually pitch it in your email. So at this point you can say that, really push that that offer that you have on that upsell page.
And how should is there any, I don't know, is there any direction that I should
like
structure?
I would really just push it like you're selling that, where is it? Get the audiobook and the live I would basically sell the live masterclass. Like just say, don't forget, the live masterclass, learn the 7-step formula to build a business around your passion. That's what you're selling in your email too, to try and get them to sign up for it. And remind them that they get a free version of the audiobook, of the ebook that they just downloaded. And then, because this one right now is more like a content email, and it, it's not really driving.
And then I hop back onto the last chance. I don't know how to think about the sequence, so I just putting things and then.
Yeah, no, I mean, you could extend it to, it could be 3 or 5, but even if you just did 3, the first one, thanks for downloading. And then definitely remind them that don't forget, you can sign up. If you haven't already, make sure you sign up for the live masterclass, blah, blah, blah. And then the click will take them to the registration page, to buy it. And then second email, really, really, really talk up the live masterclass. Like, they have to join because, it's got all of this content in it. It could change their life, really push it. And then email 3, last chance, I really don't want you to miss out on this masterclass. This has changed so many lives, and this is your last chance to get it at this amazing price. Yeah, and if you have any testimonials of people who, I think there were some testimonials on there, of people who had applied what they learned in that masterclass, you can include that in there too. Does that help?
Yeah. One last question is, so because right now I actually have a lot of list in my email, autoresponder, and for this one I'm just thinking like if later on, because after they like, should I just give up after the 3, after the 3 email, and then because after the 3 email I don't have any, I mean after this part I don't have any email specifically for them, but I have all the list that is classified. I know where the list and everything is coming from. So so I'm just wondering like, and because this is not a free webinar, in the sense that I saw how most people is they just put like different content. They keep asking people to join the free webinar, but then since like a live webinar and it needs the commitment amount, so I'm just wondering like after signing them here, because I don't have anything to offer them, because majority of the, I mean, the main thing is the webinar and then lead to the 3 days event sale. So I'm wondering, is it that I kind of let them go and whatever, or should I, for example, when I do broadcast email, I make specific link for them so that they can still see it or something?
Yeah, you could make a variation of the funnel, and you could just say, I mean, honestly, how much is the main program?
200 is the 200 bucks,
Okay.
the front end, but back end is about 4,000, 5,000.
Okay. I mean, you could test that too, because you never know. Some people might be interested in just that offer without the webinar, without the webinar pitch. So
Oh,
do you see what I mean?
because
Like you
don't
just
have
selling,
page.
yeah,
Because-
just selling the program directly.
Because right now everything is super weak, as in we have not started anything about copy. Right now I'm just writing the Facebook ads and writing some of the broadcast email,
Okay.
and every closing has been done in the platform. So we are just, and I'm like right now I have a few things going on, so I'm just kind of actually looking at like where should we start first, like where should we even start, because there's so many.
Yeah, I mean, I would then I would optimize this opt-in, funnel, because
Okay.
you could definitely rework that opt-in, this registration page, for the download, and then tighten up the sequence so that you're getting people who didn't actually buy that upsell, to getting them to get on that webinar.
Got it. Do you think it's making sense of you using this lead magnet to do this? Because actually in other page we actually do it in another way around. Like other webinar opt-in, we give the book, and then we sell the webinar, and then they sign up together and they will have the book. But this we just kind of.
Oh, I see. Like they're getting the book for free with the webinar registration.
Yeah. But in other page, I mean, because this is, I mean, but in other page we actually already give them when we sell the ticket. So I'm not sure if when we reverse that, is it actually making sense?
I mean, you'd have to test both. Yeah, you'd have to test both. Like line up your assets, tighten, like redo this, and whatever else is on the other page that is just selling up front, just make sure that the copy is solid, and I would test both.
Got it. Cool. Is there like a reference, I don't know, opt-in rate or something? Or when I look at the metrics of the ads, I don't know if it
I mean, ideally you want at least a 40% opt-in on the, on the front end.
Got it.
So anything less than that is probably not very strong.
Okay, cool. Sounds good.
Or it's,
Thanks a lot.
I think it's 20 to 40. Well, I'll have to confirm that. It's high though. It's not like a, because it's a free download.
I think we do have like that number, even though it all look like, but I think we do have.
Okay.
But I would definitely.
If those people are coming into your funnel, then it's really going to come down to converting them, on that upsell, and then doing follow-up if they didn't actually convert.
Okay.
Yeah,
and we are
60% is LITE confirmed. Yeah, I thought it was 40% minimum for it to be a strong.
Okay, cool. Sounds good. Thanks a lot.
Okay, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Did I think, Kate, you have a YouTube script?
Yeah, I just got another one for you to check out. So this is a different offer. So it's basically this relationship coach who helps people to find their soulmate. Well, that was the angle that we took.
Okay.
So I haven't written YouTube ads before, so I just wanted to see what you thought about. I've got two in here. I think the first one is stronger, but I was just wondering what you thought about the YouTube ads.
Okay.
So they're basically going from the YouTube ad to enroll into watch a webinar and then selling a product in the webinar. I don't know. We're going to sell it at like 400 or 600 or something, and we're going to launch it next month.
Okay.
See these happy couples. They followed the plan.
So, if you're selling, you don't have to, it's a free masterclass, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't think you would need to do the testimonials. Remember, if it's a YouTube ad and you're really trying to, well, let's start from the top. So again, I like the sad piano music. But again, I think we're in that situation where, you gotta really get their attention with a powerful statement or scene.
Yeah.
So, this is obviously like an emotional, basically a turning point for her. You could say something, you could start off with, my marriage at 25 years was over. I couldn't stop crying. I felt like I couldn't breathe, sobbing hysterically. My own mother couldn't console me as I lay there. Do you see? Like, it's just you're reworking, but you're just like hitting it hard right away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay, so just reworking it around a little bit, like kind of killing the first couple of lines.
Well, I think I just used them all, but they were just in a different order. So I started with this one. My marriage of 25 years was over. You know, just say that. Felt my heart had been broken into a million pieces. I couldn't stop crying. I felt like I couldn't breathe, sobbing hysterically like a child. You know, like you're really talking about this emotional. I'm imagining you're gonna have a woman that's crying, right?
Yeah, so it's going to be the actual woman who is the creator of the course.
Oh, okay.
So my
just talking. Okay.
Yeah, and I was thinking of it in terms of like the visuals for the ad would be like, you know, they're doing like a YouTube, I mean not a YouTube, like an Oprah interview, and she's like crying basically. So being very dramatic.
Oh, I see. I see. She's telling Oprah this story.
Yeah, as if she's telling Oprah the story. So
Okay.
kind of like zooming in and out on her as like she's being interviewed in a sense.
Got it.
So that was kind of my idea.
Yeah, I like that then. And then, but still I would start with like, you know, the marriage of 25 years is over, because that gives people, oh my gosh, she's about to tell us, you know, what happened.
Yeah, okay. Okay, if you reckon that's like going to grab your attention more.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Something like that. And you can embellish that more if you know, if inspiration strikes, but.
Yeah, I mean, I had to go to a pretty dark place to write this. I, you know, switch back between projects here and there, but I have like a week of one project and then I have to switch back and forth because it's getting intense.
No, this is good. Okay, so then it cuts to her and now she's just explaining, right?
Yeah, a little bit more just about, you know, her experience.
So, you know, the emotional buildup is really good, but the segue here where it says, basically you've just gone into, so the way that she got out of this, right? Really, whenever you're telling an emotional story, people want to hear about, okay, so what happened next, you know? And then here you go, but after reading books, basically you're saying she just read books and trusting friends. She went to therapy and then she made a shocking discovery. Like, how did she make that shocking discovery? Yeah. Trying to come up with a story, something crazy of like how she made the shocking discovery, because that's what's going to get people like, you know, it's going to sound more real, right?
Okay.
Because how did she crack this hidden love code? Like it didn't happen, you know, just out of the blue. Something you got to, we need a transition in here.
Okay. Okay.
And then once I follow this method, so I would say something like once I figured this out, I finally stopped going on dating apps, you know. Yeah, this is kind of tricky because now we're trying to basically, what you're saying is she's found some sort of code or secret to finding the love of her life, right?
Yeah.
And now she's going to reveal it in her brand new masterclass. So there needs to be a story here of how she discovered it and why this can like work for anybody. And she's going to share it with you now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so and then you go into, this is where I think this was on the other review as well. Now you're pitching the masterclass. So I wouldn't even do that. I would just say, again, just click below to learn more in this free masterclass. Mm-hmm. And you know, pay to register. And yeah, because you don't need to sell it.
Okay. Okay.
Whenever you're writing, like, and this isn't just for you, Kate, like anybody, you know, whenever you guys are writing Facebook ads, YouTube ads, even VSLs, well, not VSLs, because that's actually where the pitch is going to be, but any ads that are going to an offer or an educational piece, in this case, it's a masterclass, you know, your job really on the ad is to build up all this curiosity and excitement about what's on the next page. And so, because that's what's going to earn you the click. Like you got to create it, you got to make it sound like this is an unbelievable discovery in this masterclass. They have to click now to find out more.
Okay. Yeah, I think you're right about that. That's why I kind of got stuck on that one, was like the transition to like, you know, this bit you were talking about.
Yeah, the hidden love code. Like you know, you can obviously write good stories. So just extend that here too. Like talk about the shocking discovery and make it sound very real. Like what, I don't know how you're going to do it. You know,
real. I mean, she's just discovered this code and like voila.
But how did it like land in her inbox? Like
no, so it was really, it's actually
the code.
She basically kind of manifested it in a way. Like, yeah, I think that's kind of what happened. She told me the story it was wacky. So I'll just go back to that story that
try and find, and try and just kind of embellish it and extend it, right? Like you're telling a story, like, this is how it happened.
Okay, so is it okay to have kind of like double story in the YouTube ad?
Yeah, I mean, it depends. Like you'll have to definitely link these, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I get that you're building that divorce felt like death to me. That's really good. But you could also go the angle of just like being so frustrated after her divorce, right? And being sick of using dating apps, because this is about not having to use dating apps, really, right? The masterclass and finding like a natural, I don't know what this is. Is this like a law of attraction offer?
No, it's an actual, like, it's basically like coaching you how to find your perfect partner.
Okay.
Like, it could go either way. From like, we decided together that instead of it being just working on like, we could have targeted two different people. We could have targeted people in a relationship, in a marriage, who are unhappy, or we could have gone for single people. And I just figured like the people who are single, who are really looking for their partner, is like a stronger pain point than someone who is in a relationship already.
Right.
Yeah.
And recently divorced and being over 40 is definitely like a very receptive market, right? And no one is going to want to date me. And like, really the bigger question here for them is, am I going to end up alone?
You should read that. Maybe one other time we can read the actual opening of the webinar or the masterclass. It's okay. Like my one of my friends was like, I feel upset and sad, and I'm in a happy marriage. Like, just reading the opening.
Just reading that, yeah, because that's their biggest fear, right? That especially if they had this marriage for 25 years, like it's the idea that now she doesn't have that same the husband, and now is she going to be all alone? Like that's going to be her biggest fear. So somehow, if you can show the before and after, right? Like she's struggling with that reality, but then something happens. We got to figure out what this magical thing that happened, that she discovered the love code. Okay. That suddenly attracted her soulmate.
Okay. Perfect. Yeah. That totally helps. That's awesome. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, good job on the emotions though.
Oh yeah. I mean, like I said, like this really like affected me, but I mean, whatever, this is great.
It's good. Yeah. Anytime you guys can like put yourself, that's really what, good copywriting is you're able to, I always describe it as, how good actors and actresses do, like it's called method acting, where they become the character. Anytime you guys can become the character, if you can really study these people and like figure out who they are and what they, how they operate in the world and what they're responding to, your copy is going to be so tight because it's going to speak directly to them. So, they call it method acting. I'm sure there's like, I have to do some research to think of a, way to, turn that into a copywriting strategy, but it's the same process.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Awesome. Thank you. I think I saw Heidi in here. Let me see. Heidi, do you want to hop on?
Sure. Glad I made it. I was kind of a last minute addition.
Yeah, no worries. Let's see. It's a Black Friday offer email sequence for quick sale. Okay.
Yeah, there's going to be like 10 emails, possibly more. She wants to start sending them out basically on the Sunday before. So there's definitely a lot of lead up.
What is the main offer?
She runs a coaching program. So she's taking a lot of the trainings from inside that program. It's like a 6K program.
Okay.
And selling those as a bundle. So
okay.
It's a way to get that without joining the high ticket program. So I have 4 emails written so far, and I guess I'm just looking for general feedback of like, are the subject lines strong enough? Does the structure seem right? Is there anything missing?
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Is there, so just so I'm clear on the offer, it's basically the cart's only going to be open on one day?
No, it will open, I think, the day before Thanksgiving and stay open through Cyber Monday.
Okay. So she wants like pre-selling, basically getting people excited about that.
Yeah, like 3 days of anticipation and promoting a live stream she's doing on Tuesday of next week to start talking about it. Yeah.
Okay, so since it's like a live event that she wants people to register for, basically, you know, I would definitely push the idea that she selected them to join the event. Like she's, you know, they've been selected or that they're invited to this exclusive event.
Yeah, that's a good angle. Thank you.
Because the people love that, like they feel special, you know, and they don't feel the pressure of, oh, she's going to sell me something, right? They're like, oh, so-and-so, I don't know what her name is, you know, but she just invited me, right, to the special, you know, think about how retailers do it. Like they do like a special, you know, collection party or whatever when they're rolling out new products. Like you've been invited as a VIP guest, you know, to come see the new product line. So it's like it's similar to that. You want to kind of create that idea that they've been selected to come to this special thing that she's created for them.
Right. So even though it's going out to a whole list of like 7,000 people, I still want to give that feeling of like you're special. And
yeah. I mean, nobody's gonna tap the other person on the shoulder and say, hey, what email did you get? So yeah, that's just a way to get engagement. And I'm guessing is the CTA gonna register them or?
Yeah. So they can click on a button to go straight to the registration for the live stream, like to get notified. Yeah, she's got, you know, it all dialed with chat bots, text messages. People will definitely
to remind them. Yeah,
get reminded and notified a lot.
And one way, since they're already on her list, I'm sure they've been, you know, there's been other offers and things like that. If it's such a big Black Friday special, you can also incentivize them with a gift for showing up, right? Like you can say that if you register by whatever day, I'll send you a bonus guide or I don't know, anything, you know, any sort of freebie.
Because there's gonna be a lot of noise that week, of course.
Yeah, exactly.
And she's also launching her next 5-day challenge, which is what she uses to upsell people into her coaching program.
Okay.
So this is kind of all going out at the same time.
Got it. Yeah, I mean, just remember, like for everybody, you know, if you're running Black Friday campaigns, there's a lot of, like you said, noise. There's a lot of offers being put out there. So you really have to stand out. You know, with something like really, really good.
Yeah, but I like those two suggestions, like make them feel special, incentivize them.
Yeah, and make it really sound like she put this event together because she knows, you know, start to really think about like, you know, I'm guessing these are people who are, you know, what's her market, coaches and consultants?
I think she says course creators, consultants, coaches. So people, who do a lot of information products, digital products.
So I would definitely, you know, in one of the emails, maybe this email too, talk about like the state of sales right now for course creators, coaches, and consultants, like how hard it is to sell you say right here, this time of year is usually tough. You know, don't even say usually, just say this time of year is tough, you know, for people like you selling, you know, one-to-one coaching. And because, you know, there's so much competition out there, you know, the good news is there are, you know, like ways around it. And I want to show you, that's why I put together this live stream or this special event, even though it's the holiday season, everyone's busy. I really want you to come to this because, you know, I'm going to show you stuff that you've never seen before, you know, whatever she's doing in there. You know, like really try and relate to that person, like their business is going, you know, they're getting hit right now. So you got to present them with this opportunity to turn things around basically before the new year starts.
Yeah, and her whole value proposition is really to help people stop struggling who are like service providers, you know, like copywriters who are just trading dollars for hours all the time. And her whole thing is like, instead of selling a course, sell a group coaching program.
Right.
And then you could book in 10 people at once and it's high ticket, so you get a better payday.
Yep.
So, I mean, it speaks to me what she's offering.
Sure. I mean, the concept is there, but also think about, they've probably been pitched this by other people like her, right? Like this isn't new, there's nothing new about that concept. You know, a lot of these coaches and consultants know that they need this, but they're just not convinced that it's time to hire somebody to help them do it. So you got to come at it, you got to try and pitch this idea with the fact that she's really here. You got to build that trust, right? Like I'm invested in every one of my students. I'm here to help you. I know what works. I've got, whatever years of experience. Like really build up the fact that she's so motivated to help them.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's a great idea.
Cool.
Yeah, does that help?
Yeah, it totally helps. Thank you. Those were like 4 great suggestions at least that you just made that I know are going to make this better. And I'm trying to finish it today. So
Awesome.
really appreciate it. Thank you.
Good. You're welcome. Yeah, thanks to the rest of you guys who are still on. Thanks for showing up. If you have any other questions, just feel free to unmute and just hop on. Otherwise, we'll close this out for the day. Anybody? I think Lutfi, you had a question actually, didn't you? Your first one. The question is, how do you get a prospect to reply when they ghost after you give them a quote? Oh, I mean, just follow up. You got to have like a follow-up sequence. So whether you're emailing them, with email follow-ups, or if somehow they give you their number, you can text them and say, hey, just a reminder. It depends how far along you are in the relationship, but it's all going to come down to your follow-up. Is that helpful? You're welcome, Noah. Thanks for joining. Oh, Kimmy, sorry. Best practices or advice for abandoned cart emails. Do you have some swipes to work from, or do you want to hop on? Not yet. Basically, your abandoned cart series is going to be, your first one is going to remind them that there's something in your cart. You don't want to miss out on this special offer. Your second one is going to be, don't forget. Again, it depends how long you want to extend this, but usually it's really, you want to create that sense of urgency. It's going to be your goal, that don't leave this in your cart. I've seen really good emails where they say, because they have the data that 20 other people have this in their cart right now, make sure you check out, immediately. Or, if they were buying something that was on sale, obviously the sale is going to end on, in 24 hours. Don't forget to check out. Like every email in your abandoned cart series is basically going to say, it's going to emphasize the sense of urgency that they have to, just go check out now is the goal.
Okay, great. That's super helpful. Thank you. So like mainly targeting the urgency.
Definitely, because think about it. Somebody's got something in their cart, and you want to make it sound like it's about to disappear.
Oh.
So they went through that. They went through the process of basically saying, yes, I want this, and now it's sitting in their cart. And you got to say, come on, you really wanted this. Remember how good this was, and you can use one that is like summarizing the benefits of the product again, like reminding them that they were almost there. Don't miss out. Like there's only however many in stock. And I don't want you to miss out on this.
That's awesome. I got a lot of good notes down here that I'm going to use. So.
Okay, good. Yeah, I mean, and then just go start abandoning carts on like similar products, because you'll start getting the emails and you'll see how they do it.
Yeah, and just start collecting them.
Yeah, exactly. Because there's, I get a ton of them from like retail stores and stuff, just because I shop online a lot. But you can get some really good ideas from those too.
Okay, yeah, definitely will do. Thank you.
Okay. Have fun shopping, semi-shopping.
And get really good discounts.
Yes, exactly. Yes, because they'll incentivize you the discount too. Like, check out now and take 10% off with this code. You can do that as well.
Yeah, that's a double win-win.
Yeah. You're basically trying to create a sense of urgency and prompt the sale. You just want them to finish the sale.
Okay, finish the sale and urgency.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Yeah, guys, if there's no other questions, then we'll wrap up for today. But thanks everyone for showing up, and 3 o'clock Eastern every week on Thursdays. So we'll use the same link. I just made it a recurring meeting. So just hop on with your copy for next week, and I'll see you then. Thanks, guys. Thank you. See you next week.